But we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
And now, Reality Rants with Jason Bermas.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here. We are live. It is Reality Rants, baby. So happy to be here. Big show today. I guess I want to lead the show with some of the viral, real misinformation and disinformation that goes wild every once in a while. That's completely not real, but in a sense it is real. Jason, what do you mean? You're being cryptic, Jason. It's very paradoxical. No, it's not. Because every once in a while I will be on some thread, or all of a sudden I'll start receiving DMs. The WikiLeaks have been unlocked. The WikiLeaks have been unlocked. Oh, the WikiLeaks. And I just am blown away because, number one, a lot of these people think that they've awakened now. There's no unlocking the WikiLeaks. All right, either WikiLeaks does a release or they don't. It's the beautiful thing about them. They've always put out all the source documents and they have 100% track record. That, along with the persecution of Assange, has led me to vocalize this much, much more because I do think it's an important issue. Okay? That period. But then we don't do each other any favors when all of a sudden people are like, oh my goodness, Steve Jobs, it says in one of these documents that he tested positive for HIV. Oh my. Oh me, oh my, oh me. Oh my. I'm just saying. I mean, that's just an example. And the latest one yesterday is they've unsealed the Epstein files and they're releasing a list. Let's stop. And let's be adults here. Okay? And I saw viral posts everywhere, and I saw it started to get misreported. That the new files had been released. I actually had to contact somebody. I don't want to get into the details, but when I saw this, and they have a pretty big platform, I'm like, hey man, just so you know, not real. Not real. Those are the 2019 documents that everybody's talking about. Okay? Well, I promise you guys, from the bottom of my little heart, just like we've always done with Epstein and the Epstein info, we will be some of the first to cover it in depth. Some of the first. Probably some of the first to cover it, period. And open up these documents and do keyword searches and see what we find. Now, yesterday, we reported that the media is saying there's going to have 167 names and associates. I'd say out of those names and associates, okay, 3/4 of them we probably already know. There may be a couple of John Does in the documents previously seen that get released. And by the way, that last dump is 2019. I know a lot of you guys are brand new, especially the Red Voice Media people, and I want to thank you for coming aboard the Bermas Brigade. I want to thank everybody who has me on their program, introduces me to that audience, and then you guys come over here, because I see that in the comment section all the time. By the way, we may take some comments from everybody. I'm really thinking about it, that we might just do the comment section. Don't spam. Keep it on topic. Be an honest question. We'll take honest questions here. Remember, we're on YouTube, so there are limitations. Some questions you just can't answer. So just to be clear with everybody about this Epstein stuff, all right? Not only will we be some of the first to cover it, but hey, man, we're not bogarting here. You understand? That's not I want more people to have this stuff. That's why I'm trying to tell you that stuff's already been out there. It's so weird, man, because on the inverse of this, I remember when the Dark Overlord now, so many years ago, I believe it was New Year's 2019. Hard to believe, but 4 years ago. They start releasing actual documents, okay? And then some people try to slip me disinformation on those documents, say that, oh, it says this in there. You know, they want me to misreport purposely. I don't do that. You know, that's not my style. I don't jump on Johnny nonsense. And instead, you know, I barely breezed through those. I should have done much more extensive work on them. Don't get me wrong, barely breezed for me. I spent hours upon hours on them. But the James Wood stuff, the naming of hijackers who were allegedly on Flight 11 and identified as such in August before the attacks, that's a big deal. Zero mainstream media coverage, obviously, of the Dark Overlord at all. And then there was sparse, and I mean small and very sparse, media coverage of the 3 layers that were released by the Dark Overlord. Still disappointed I didn't get 2 of those layers. Okay? A lot of people are looking at me or listening now. It's like, what the hell is he talking about? Exactly. Now, in reverse of that, we have the opportunity for the Epstein files. And here it is. If you want them, you got them. This is the court case where they're going to be released. These are the dockets. And if you'll notice, there's downloadable PDFs on each side here. And I also want people to notice, you know, let's zoom in here, how the world works. All right? This was filed in 2015. In September of 2015. We're now over 7.5 years later. We're right around 7.5. 7.5 years later. That's the court process for something like this. Okay? 7.5 years. And, you know, a lot of these. I mean, this is Virginia Giuffre Roberts. I mean, this is where you want to be. This is where serious researchers are. You want to know where the not serious researchers are? They're posting memes and screenshots of lists that don't exist. I'm going to say it again to you. There is no list. Say it with me again now. There is no Epstein client list. And I'm going to try to drive this home really hard this time. I think it's important we drive it. We drive it home deep, okay? Now, before we drive it home deep, I'm a big endorser of people that do great work. You know, I hate anonymous trolls. I hate people with multiple accounts. I hate regular trolls. And you know what? I'll say this about the regular trolls, at least, and the disruptors. At least they put their face and name on it. Even if they go by like an alias, everybody ends up knowing their name anyway. At least they'll put a face to it. This guy's no troll, by the way. This is the real deal. All right? Big fish at Trey Billion, okay? He's going to be the guy, I guarantee you, that drops these first. That says, hey, here's the link. He's the guy. And while we sit here and talk about what's real and not real, and before I show you what is real with the Epstein case, I got to get Nick Bryant back on. It's tough, man, because I think I should get Nick Bryant back on. Now, here's something real. Nick Bryant is the one that got the flight logs, and they're partial flight logs. I want to repeat that. There were plenty other travels, plenty other logs, etc. All right. Nick Bryant published I'm sorry, it wasn't the flight logs, although I am mistaken. It was the actual black book, my goodness, of associates of Epstein with people's phone numbers in them. Okay? But we still only have partial flight logs anyway. This is the Butler incident. The Butler smuggles them out. The Butler does criminal time. There's a paper trail. Nick Bryant is a real journalist. He goes through that paper trail. He gets this black book. No one will publish it. No one will publish it. Gawker publishes it. Gawker's not in business anymore. Just saying. I mean, that's something that happened years and years and years ago. I mean, how many people associate Nick Bryant with the Epstein Black Book, a real document, and not a client list? Not everybody in that book is guilty of some kind of crime. I want to make that very clear, and I'm not accusing them as such. And that's why we got to be very careful about all this. So getting back to my man here, Big Fish, he may be anonymous and name and face, but I want to tell you a little story about how I came across him. When I was looking into the Clinton emails and some of the darker aspects of those Clinton emails that may or may not involve threads on spirit cooking, right? Moloch, things like that. You know, everybody, I mean, that's such a gag. And I think that sacrifice a chicken to Moloch for me in the backyard by Hillary Clinton, I think that's actually like a gag. They think that's funny. As I've discussed before, the owl god in Bohemian Grove is not Moloch. It is literally an owl deity. It's in their own books, sometimes represented as Minerva. I've yet to see anything in their publications about it being Moloch or a Baal type creature. Although the ceremony is similar, and you know, they're using an effigy of a human being or sometimes a baby. All right. The symbolism, I mean, to me is almost darker, right? The symbolism is, you know, they talk about their having a conscience, but hey, they've got a full goal. It's time to let go of your conscience, forget about all the bad things you do, and cremate care. Cremate having empathy for other human beings and get right back on the train. Just saying. It's a little spookier to me. So, you know, obviously pizza parlors come into this and certain names come into it. And there's a ton of disinfo out there, right? Once again, and disinfo floods stories like these. Just like it floods the Epstein thing. Just like someone's trying to tell me Justin Roiland is involved with Epstein. Come on. Come on, guys. Well, let's get with it, okay? It's ridiculous. This guy actually has the goods. What do you mean, Jason? How does this guy have the goods? So I hear a story online, and you hear a lot of stories. There's still a lot of freedom out there on social media, but I hear a story online that somebody actually hacked into said pizza parlors. We're not going to say the name, but this is a real thing. You can find these audio. These are audio recordings that were put up in video format that I listened to, and they convinced me. Oh boy. In fact, I may have to do a premium on this tomorrow, where I actually find you the video of the closet that was supposedly shot into. And I'm not saying that it wasn't shot into and the whole incident at this pizza parlor didn't happen. But they show you like a bullet hole through a case of a computer that's there. Oh, he shot the computer and destroyed the evidence. And I'll show you the articles that are saying that it destroyed the computer. It didn't destroy anything. It was like a little ping. Wouldn't have destroyed anything. They recovered hard drives from the World Trade Center that were in pieces. There's no hard drive in pieces. It was really bizarre. All right? Why am I bringing up that computer? Well, Big Fish, a guy I actually trust, who I've seen put nothing but good information out. Nothing but good information out over the last, gotta be 5 to 6 years. Just top-notch stuff. Okay? He got into that computer. And he saw bad things. And he told the police that he saw bad things. And he told the police where those bad things were and how they could access those bad things. And the police said, okay. And then that was, poof, that was it. And normally, I don't believe those kind of stories, but all of a sudden, there's a callback to these police, and there's a conversation between the police and Big Fish about this incident and whether they're doing anything about it or not. And they keep talking about how it's an ongoing investigation. Yeah, here we are, years later. Ongoing investigation. And by the way, posted screenshots of email communications with the law enforcement officers in Washington, D.C. This guy. You ever hear that story, anybody? A Red Voice Media? A Reality Rants crew? I know a lot of you are old school, and you've been with me a long time, and I know a lot of you know that story. And I believe it to be a real story, and we've reported on that story, and I've interviewed him before. Maybe we need to interview him again. Okay? Because that's real. We don't do super secret squirrel sources here. We don't decode messages and eat popcorn and watch shows. We do the work. We do the legwork. That brings us to the Epstein. Old Epi. Okay? What do I mean by that? Well, obviously, everybody's going to have a look-ski. So look, did the watch along with Ghislaine Maxwell yesterday, where admitting no guilt, saying the Andrew photos of Geffrey Roberts are fake. It's cartoon level stuff. Okay, full on cartoon level. Full on cartoon level. But we just got to accept it, because that's the deal. She's got 20 years in prison. You know, she's helping people behind bars. That's what she's dedicating her life to. So I can't look at a lot of these photographs. I mean, they're repulsive. I mean, I'm sure she was so upset. Oh, I wish I'd never met him. Yeah, I mean, this person took part in all of it. And there's Jean-Luc Brunel. Huh? Hey, Jean-Luc? Arrivederci, buddy. What do you mean, arrivederci? Oh, you didn't know? Oh, you know about Jean-Luc? Old Jean-Luc Brunel there? Yeah. Killed himself. Killed himself in a Spain prison. Hung himself. Epstein style. He was awaiting trial. Oh, that's right. There's another guy awaiting trial that is in this same kind of weird arena with eugenics and trafficking young girls and doing all sorts of alleged horrific things. Peter Nygaard, he's not doing so well either in prison, is he? It's weird. Hey, billionaires. They'll burn your ass. You know? They'll burn you. And look, Ghislaine's playing ball. I wants to see on the appeals if he can get out. Oh, look, he's a Russophile. There he is. It proves it. Putin's a bad guy. Epstein wore that. This is the crap they showed you. These are the actual exhibits. All right? These are the actual government exhibits. Yes, call me Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? Now, even in that piece, they don't talk about Robert Maxwell's intelligence ties. They don't allude to any possibility of intelligence ties with Epstein. They do, I mean, to their credit, nobody absurdly believes that Epstein hung himself. And if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, let's get a heart. Let's get a thumbs up. We don't even have 100 thumbs up over on YouTube. I'm going to go to your questions and comments over in the live chat in a moment after this. We've got some Klaus Nutschwab clips. We've got some Musker Nuts at a world government clip. Quite a few. Maybe we'll do those in the first hour. Maybe they're coming the second hour. Really depends on where we go with the broadcast. Oh, look at that. See, I mean, they're at royal cabins. See that? See that? You know, Andrew's not the only buddy. Andrew's just the big buddy. Oh, look at that. Hey, Queenie. You know, and there's the brother, and there's the sister, and the brother there. He was the one in the 60 Minutes piece yesterday. We haven't even gotten to the good stuff. And this is when people were saying, "Where's the mugshot of Ghislaine? They're only showing drawings." I'm like, she's in the courthouse. I got 2 reporters I know personally on the scene there. And people are, "You're a shill, Bermas. Shilly McBermas over here. He'll tell you anything." Again, let's have some discernment. Just like, look, when those Epstein files drop, let's not forget that 2019 drop was huge. Although a lot of the names had been named before, but it honed in on some of the activities, right? Mitchell, Brunel, especially you look at New Mexico, and then Bill Richardson also is in there. Dubin is in there. The Dubin one's some dark stuff, right? Some girl waking up, looking for her license. A lot of dark things in there. And this is where it gets a little contentiously dark as we scroll down towards the bottom of the page. You know, at least the Daily Mail published it because no one really talks about this. So, I mean, look, maybe you're protecting witnesses or underage people here in these pictures. Okay, whatever. Remember, we got 45 pictures. 45. Here's one of the massage rooms. You can only imagine what demonry happened there. And then these are all blacked out. Now, maybe they're pornographic. Maybe they're not. You know what? Let's just go to that one. We'll bring them up here. Again, right here. Now, what is of interest to me is that, you know, we know some of these are artwork. We never got inside Zora Ranch. I want to make that very clear. And here are the government exhibits. So they introduced these. And in the New York mansion, you had that very bizarre Bill Clinton in a blue dress and, you know, red slippers, huge. Basically like Bill's my bitch. And then that same artist has done Obama. He's done George Bush. George Bush got a weird 9/11 one going. Just all weird. It's all weird. See, and then there's a painting on the wall there that you can see. Here's where we get interesting. They sawed open that safe. They admitted that's the alleged safe where they found the passport and the fake identity. Okay? And the Saudi Arabian address. Fake identities, Mr. Epstein. No, there's no way this guy was working with intelligence. And again, we've talked Mossad, we've talked CIA, we've talked MI6. It's almost a moot point. Because again, that's like the network, the octopus on the inside, the alliances. Okay? So, I mean, there's this. We got to see the safe. Now, notice there's envelopes and all sorts of things on top of that. Now, again, this is one drawer. Now, I want everybody to look over to the right here. You notice there's a whole bunch more discs and stuff right to the right, and this is one drawer. Now, some of these are CDs. Some of these look to me like they're DVDs. Tough to tell what this row is here. But, you know, you look at these, and one of these says it's an AV shoot. Okay. So, if those are DVDs, if they're single layer, you get like 2 hours. They're double layer, you get like 4 hours of footage on there. Photographs, I mean, you're talking about a lot. Again, gigabytes worth of photographs, especially what I would imagine isn't the highest resolution at the time. That could be a lot. That could be a lot. One drawer. Why don't we get to see any of that? We got 45 photos, and a lot of the photos are photos of the evidence they didn't show us. 20 years? 20 years? Come on, guys. Let's grow up. So, again, blacked out on the pictures. You could argue it's young people. Again, blacked out on the pictures. Blacked out. Here we go. It's tough to see what's going on here. That looks like a girl, though. That looks like a guy on the other end. Maybe I need to find that particular government exhibit. Here's where it gets juicier. All right. Now we open this. That's a stack of hard drives. So now we're not talking, we're not talking 4 to 9 gigabytes. I've seen the drives, and we'll get to these in a second. When I say I've seen the drives, that's it. Come on. I've seen, there's a better zoom in on the drives. And they're master drives, so like minimum, I would say they're probably 80 gigabytes. Maximum, maybe 500 a piece. There's stacks of hard drives. Okay? Clearly could be in like the DVR stuff. This is the real stuff, guys. This lets you know everything we've seen is limited hangout. Even right there, they black out a photograph, right? And there you go. You want to see blacked out photographs? They don't even let you see what's on the sides of these binders. You want a list? You want a list? Hey, guys, I would imagine that we're seeing a small piece of the stuff that was accumulated on a multitude of these people. In fact, let's X that out now that we've gone down through this, because I do believe that's a pretty good zoom in of those. But there's a better zoom in right there. See the Maxter drives, and maybe even a second one of those as well. Is that it? Oh man. Well, there's more government exhibits, but the idea that you're worried about a list, we got all that evidence right there. Well, a list. How about videos of these people committing their crimes, or at least stills of the videos, and then them being paraded out for justice, spend the rest of their life in prison? It's just a thought. Just a thought. Maybe I'm just ranting here on Reality Rants. I don't know. But that's how I feel about it, guys. All right. I'm going to go to some questions and comments. I think that'll be fun. That's what we need to do. Let's see if everybody stay true. True to their word. Didn't spam a lamb. I hope not. Wish I could say good morning, but the sprayer's working hard all day yesterday, and the rain has come again. Windy and rainy at my place, too. Let's see. Y'all want some entertainment after this. Check Georgia Transparency latest videos. Okay, I don't know what that means. Good morning, folks, from FEMA Region 4, Old Hickory, Tennessee. Morning. Everybody's saying morning. Let's see. Conservative twins jumped all over it. So many people jumped all over the Epstein stuff. And again, there's a lot of important stuff out there about to come out via the Epstein story. We've seen a fraction of it. A fraction of it. But like I said, you want the real deal. I put the link to the court listener documents in there. That's where you're going to be able to find them. Serious researchers can find them when they are indeed redacted there and released. Okay? Olaf from Chile. Need names from the Black Book. Go get the Black Book. It's out there. You can download the PDF of that right now. It's actually entered into evidence in some of these court cases. We've done it over here. Stop. I mean, that's one thing. There's pictures of Epstein, all right, where there's like huge Rolodexes of names out there. My goodness. Who's got the tapes from Jeffrey Safe? Isn't this something that is of national interest? I mean, again, the Department of Justice apparently has all that stuff. We just showed you that. The safe. We showed you the hard drives. We showed you the binders. Yeah. International interest. I have the list in my video log. Epstein's best friends. Originally posted by Liberal Tears. My goodness. Guys. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. There is no list. Yeah, there's a ton of black books. There's notes that have been kept. There's pictures and there's videos. All right. And then there's deals that were cut. You know, John Kiriakou, who blew the whistle on the waterboarding via the War of Terror. Okay, Kiriakou, who spent time in jail, was totally ruined. That's what happens to a real whistleblower. They don't roll you out to cry about Twitter and Facebook. Oh, they're purposely profiting off this disinformation. No, it's the guy that's like, oh yeah, no, we're torturing people. Totally. It's bad. No, we're not getting any good. They'll tell us anything. I mean, we're going to do it anyway. We are torturing people. Well, Kiriakou, in a discussion, I wonder if I could pull that clip up. That's an old school Jason B video. Let's see. John Kiriakou. We're doing it live. Thumbs it up here, guys. Okay. I got that. And Jason Bermas. Let's see. Maybe I can find it. Maybe I can't. It'd be so awesome if I could. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. Maybe. I see something there. That's probably not me, but this may be the clip that I was looking for. Nope. So it's a clip where Kiriakou discusses how when you have an asset in the Middle East, okay, that you'll basically do anything to keep that asset. And look, like that's like if the asset wants a woman, you get him a woman. Well, what happens when he's not interested in a woman? He wants a little boy. Pretty dark. One of the few guys to say it. Again, not rolled out as a hero or, you know, a whistleblower. Telling the dark truth. Sucks. Jay seems extra baked this morning. Guys, you don't understand. Like, if you're looking at my eyeballs, it's tough for me to go to sleep at night. Here was my day yesterday, okay? So, I get up at 5 o'clock. I'm on air by 7 because we're in Central Time. We go live 8 Eastern every Monday through Thursday. And I do the show. I get through it at 9. And then in 2 hours, I end up hosting this. It was kind of like Making Sense of the Madness, a really fun show to sit in on. I get to interview some really interesting people. I do my guest spot today, actually. And God willing, they'll have their other guests show up, so I only have to do a half an hour because I am exhausted. So I get done with that. And then I had an interview with Clay Clark that I was originally going to play today, but there was all sorts of audio issues. It's going to be, I think, just a Rockfin exclusive. I'm going to put it up there for all my Rockfinners. But we still had a great, interesting discussion. And by then, you know, I've talked for 3.5 hours. It's a lot. Then I'm up, right? Then I'm up and I did a little thrift shopping. Talked to my girlfriend. I wish my girlfriend was, it was Valentine's Day, so that was tough. All that stuff. And then I fell asleep for 2 hours. After I had probably 3 hours of sleep. I fell asleep, I think, between 6 and 8. I can get back to bed until 2 in the morning. And I know that sounds horrible, but I'm getting between 5 and 7 tops during the day. And I'm already old. It's not like I'm a young guy. 43 years old, gosh. Gosh darn it. Consarn it. So, yeah, I'm sorry about it. People are telling me I look unhealthy. Maybe I got to get better lighting in here. Maybe I got to get a makeup artist. But I think I'm pretty chipper for this early in the morning, especially Patriot style. There's few men that can hang this early in the morning. There are a couple out there, right? I know David Knight used to do it. Stern, love him or hate him, super early. And there's a lot being said, having the majority of your work done by noon. It does free you up. What I got to do is get back in the gym. get the belly off, get the energy higher, and get into a sleep schedule. All right, hot dog. Hot dog. Okay, Johnny Mnemonic. We gotcha. Let's see. Morals are antithemis to business. It's a real issue for them. Just saw they're having hearings on Ghislaine's judge. Biden administration is promoting her. Is that true? I'd have to look that up. Somebody can send it to me in the DMs. If it is true, we'll cover it on the program. LE is complicit. Hey, Jason, still stuck in upstate commie New York Jefferson. Yikes. Yikes, Bert. I'm sorry, man. Listen, I talked to my brother quite a bit. Actually, my brother wasn't coming this weekend. I would have probably gone to D.C. for the Freedom Rally, the anti-war rally. I think that it's a good thing. I see more and more people speaking there, more and more people coming together. We don't want World War III. It is time to mobilize. However, basically what's going on is that there's a break. My brother's wife is a teacher, so this gives my brother an opportunity to come visit me. We haven't seen each other in like a year. Right, we might have seen, well, that's not true. We've seen each other within the year. He hasn't been back up here in a year. He came out and visited once. But we're actually going to go out to Des Moines and check out Kurt Metzger in comedy. A buddy of mine from here is opening up there. Shout out to Donnie Townsend. Donnie Townsend. You can check him out all over the Quad Cities all the time. He comes over, watches the fight sometimes with the crew. I like Kurt. Kurt just did a really funny sketch with Ryan Long about cheap guys. I still like to laugh. My brother likes to laugh. So on Saturday, we're going to head out to Des Moines. Usually very much a fight night kind of night, but will be a comedy night and enjoy ourselves. And look, I get it. Like, I believe me, there are all these events that I'm missing. Like, I missed the Kerry Lake thing. I missed this. I'm trying not to miss them. I want to be there to report. All right, let's continue on. Let's see. When you see a list filled with celebs and not politicians, businessmen, and scientists, you know it's not real. LMAO. I know, those lists are ridiculous. Back to crochet this morning. Good stuff. Thanks, Katie Kane. Ghislaine looks like she's having a terrible time. Am I right? Ugh. If you watch the premium or you watch that 60 Minutes piece that I did the watch along with, not looking great. Not looking great. And top of the morning to you, too. Let's see. Yeah, that's been stuck in my head since you said yesterday. I'm old, just not dirt. I don't know what that means. Shilly McBermas. Yes, I'm Shilly. Look into Les Wexner. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Les Wexner, who basically gave the mansion to Epstein. I mean, for what's the price of a value meal now at McDonald's? See, like, legitimately. Yeah. Oh, you got the double quarter pounder meal? You got a mansion in Manhattan. Allegedly fully fit with cameras in every room and manned security watching those cameras at all times, recording everything. You got it. You did it. Just don't slurp down the Coca-Cola and have the fries. You made it. Because Les Wexner loves you. And again, Les Wexner, the Nygaards of the world, they're always in the fashion industry. Why are they always in the fashion industry? Preying on young women who want to be models, to get attractive women. Oh, okay. I got you. Gates, yep. I mean, look, to the mainstream media's credit, the majority of them now, every time they see Gates, that's what they say to him. Let's see. Epstein's ranch in New Mexico is near a town called Young Place. Yikes. Show the Pope again. So yeah, if you didn't see it, that's Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein with the Pope. I think it's Pope John Paul, isn't it? There he is. Let's go. This was your daddy's Pope. Yeah, he wasn't Pope Joe Francis. He wasn't even the Ratzinger. Pope John Paul. Yeah, you got your Pope. there it is. We serve the people here. And by the way, everybody, let's thumbs it up, subscribe, share. Remember, all the docs are free. In about 20 minutes, we go over to Premium, redvoicemedia.com/Jason. Sign up now for $1 for the first week, and then it's $10 a month, or it's $100 for the year. Absolutely helps support this broadcast, and I think that we do good stuff on the other side. It looks like the world government, Schwab clips, the Elon Musker nuts clips, we're going to save those. We're going to save those for the premium end of the broadcast. Keep taking your questions and comments over here on the side. I do want to thank all the people over at Rockfin. Again, you're going to get a Clay Clark exclusive today that have helped support this broadcast as well, and especially the premium members over at RVM. All right. Let's continue down the line. Let's see. Show the Pope again. The painting of Bush is just too much. It is over the top. Where's Geraldo? Yikes. Good morning, people. R.I.P. Danny Casolaro. Oh. Somebody knows who Danny Casolaro is. So, Danny Casolaro is mentioned in my film, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined. Let's see if we can bring that up, actually. All right, go right to the home. Maybe not, because we don't have that up there. But Danny Casolaro was talking about a thing called the octopus. There's a portion of my film where you have a maid from the hotel he was staying in, and she's answering the phone that Casolaro's supposed to be there and saying, you dead, you son of a bitch. Yeah, Casolaro didn't make it. He was talking about this wide-ranging Iran-Contra style network. I wonder if Epstein and Iran-Contra are connected in any way. Been talking about that for a long time. It's like the last thing they want you to talk about. Let's see. I watched on YouTube a kid with a camera went to an Epstein business partner's abandoned mansion, and it was creepy. Sounds creepy. They will justify keeping it all hidden because to expose all these people could collapse the world economy, etc., etc. No, they run the world economy by proxy, and they have a bunch of social climbing, mid-level minions that have aspirations of being at the top, and they need to be kept in check and controlled, and this is how it's done. And that's how they do it. Let's see. Scene one of someone who's been to Bin Laden's mansion in Florida. Interesting. I don't know who Chris Norman is. Incredible. How many Epsteins are still out there? Exactly. How many people are like Epstein himself? It's a good question, right? It's one that's never really been answered. And I don't know that it will be answered. Jason, but they are giving Ghislaine's judge a promotion for not releasing anything. All right. Let's find out what we got. Let's see. Judge in Ghislaine Maxwell case promoted. See if we get anything. Let's see. That's in March of last year. Yeah. I mean, that already happened. So I believe I've already seen this, right? This isn't new. Yeah, this is March of last year. So we're talking about almost a year ago. I thought there was some kind of a new elevation where we were getting into this, is just into the Court of Appeals. I mean, don't get me wrong. Still a big deal. Still shows, how corrupt they are. But I thought we were talking, maybe got promoted inside the administration. I don't know. Yeah. No, it's right in your face. Jason, you need to speak to Nick Bryant. He has a YouTube channel. He wrote the Franklin Scandal, and he had the original list. There is no original list. Again, he had the Black Book. We've had him on the program. We've discussed it. I have his book right here. It's right next to me. It's actually signed by Nick himself. Thank you for the support, Nick. And I've had it for well over a decade. I've loaned it out, and everybody who gives it back to me is just in complete astonishment because it's extremely well sourced, and it is a companion piece to John DeCamp's book, The Franklin Cover-Up. I know no mainstream media outlet would touch it. We covered it here. Gawker had to publish it. I get it. Again, it's not a list. It's a black book of associates. There's no evidence with that alone, other than he was associated with these people, that children were trafficked to them. That's all we've got to keep it going, guys. We've got to keep the head. Keep it straight. That's all I'm saying. We live in a place called reality here. Let's see. Hundreds. They tricked us with the Epstein release. No one tricked anybody. No, there was a grift. There was a purposeful grift. All right? Here's what happens. Somebody wants a bunch of clicks. They set up a website, very cheap to do. They take all the documents that have been out there, create something crude, and then post it on Twitter, tag people that are social media influencers that they know will just jump on anything, not read the documents, not be familiar with what happened 4 years ago, not really have followed the case, still saying things like there's a client list. And then boom, it goes viral. Boom. Boom, boom. Guys, within 1 hour of that actually being released, names will be named and screenshots will be posted of anything egregious that's new. And like I've said, the two things that I can tell you that I think are going to be the big revelations are Ehud Barak and Bill Clinton. Okay? Perhaps there's more. We shall see. But let's not fall for it. I mean, my goodness. All right. Let's see. Just had the Super Bowl there. Was an Epstein supply for the circuit, for that circus. Again, the Super Bowl, Davos itself, all these mega events where you have a bunch of rich people, right? Or a bunch of people, a lot of rich and powerful people are going to the Super Bowl too, let's be honest. Celebrities. All of a sudden, the prostitution is through the roof. And so many of these are the people that are going to save the world. They're the virtue signalers. They want everybody to be happy. They want everybody to have an awesome life. Sure you do. Sure you do, buddy. Come on. Hey, Jason from Arizona. How we doing, Shannon? In the words of my sweet mom, the truth always comes out. I wish that were the case. Hey, guys. Good to see you, Jay. Hashtag Bermas Brigade, Bedroom Junkie. He's done a bunch of great work, not only for myself, but others with fun animations. I believe has his own music video out there. Look for him on the Twitter, everybody. That's where I communicate with him, on the Twitter. Let's see. It's CB from FEMA Region 2. Is Jim Carrey on the flight logs? No, he's not. Jim Carrey's not on the flight logs, actually, at all. Not even a little bit. He's on Bad Memes, Jock of Ages. He's on Bad Memes. Not on the flight logs. I'm glad you asked that. Thank you for having the bravery to ask that. Because there's so many people that are just, I see these lists, and it's not real. All right? It's not real. Well, again, if you want the info, if you want it to be dense, Whitney Webb is where it's at. Okay, and if you want the raw documents, Big Fish at Trey Billion is a great source via Twitter to know when those things actually drop or where to find all those other ones. Court listeners got the documents. Look at it like this. Do famous people even shop for their own underwear? And if they have an assistant who gets them coffee, then they probably have to get them everything else they want. That's right. Listen, the assistants are some of the most grotesque of them all. Being a little minion for these people. Ugh. But again, that shows their character. That minion wants to elevate themselves to that kind of status. Why you would want to be like a person who does those sorts of things, I could never understand. It's kind of repulsive to me. Let's see. They withhold information in the interest of national security. What they don't tell you is that means they have to cover for high-level players or the house of cards begins to fall. Don't disagree there. JB, my go-to, view hits with BS, just facts. Thanks, Eva. I appreciate that. Again, there's so much out there that we should know, that we should have, that we don't have. Period. Again, courtlistener.com. I'm going to put the actual docket on screen for people. Even Newsweek, by the way, jumped on this yesterday. I'm not saying Newsweek's perfect, but Newsweek much better than some of the other ones here. Unsealed docs been released. No, see, they saw it going wild. Here it is, court listener. That's the case. That's the case. Here, we'll put it right here in that YouTube chat for everybody. Ayo. 10 minutes out. And we're going to go to the Muskernuts. We're going to go to Klaus Nutt-Schwab and the World Government Forum, because world government doesn't exist. And look, Muskie is saying a bunch of the right things. He's saying, wait a minute, I don't know how globalized we really want to be. Like, do we want a real world government that could end civilization? He's correct on that. See, I'll give the Musk his due when he deserves it. Again, he's online right now saying that he's going to cut off the communication system of Starlink for the drones. He doesn't want to start World War III. I don't even know that's up to him. He says some other interesting things about aliens. He also says that, he hasn't seen any evidence of aliens. That's good. Or alien technology. And he says he knows more about rockets than anybody. I don't know that that's the case. I would think that a guy like Bushnell does. But you'll have to come over to the premium end, or just go over to the InfoWarrior Podbean, where we're streaming live right now for free. And what we do is we give the audio portion of the broadcast away free every day. But then every 2 weeks, you still could just go to redvoicemedia.com/Jason and get the premium hour from 2 weeks ago and beyond. We give it away after 2 weeks. Love this. We post some of it here. It's tougher on YouTube. Rockfin and Rumble, we post a little more in retrospect. Epstein was in the market for transhumanism, growing kids in labs for pineal gland milkshakes for the elites, and blood plasma. I don't know if it's that far, but he did have a baby-making ranch. We'll do it live. Let's type it in, huh? One of those lovely things that we like to type in. Epstein baby-making ranch. And there it is. Epstein, shocking photos, baby-making ranch. Baby-making factory. Epstein hoped to seed the human race with his DNA. and they never went, and they never looked at Zorro Ranch, which could have had, by the way, it looked like it had an intricate underground facility network. Just saying. Weird. So Johnny Mnemonic, we appreciate that, but we want to separate fact from speculation. Those Epstein files will be sanitized. I bet you a lot of them will be just unredacted versions of the stuff that we've already had, where the Jane Doe and the John Doe stuff is just different. That's it. At JC Owens, great analogy. They have personal shoppers for everything and anything. I don't sleep anymore. I nap because of back pain. Ooh, back pain can be the worst, especially if it shoots down your leg like sciatica. Yuck. Gonna play it next on the phone. I don't know what that is. I doubt that the extent of Jeffrey's labs and what they were for. He had stock in the. I'm gonna stay right out of that. I'm 54 and I get 5 hours sleep a night, split into 2 sleeps, and I am fine. Ruben, God bless you, sir. I mean, I'm doing okay. I'm not bitching too much, but I'm telling you right now, the eyeballs, it's not like I'm not getting work done, guys. We're We're not going under the knife. That's all, Ruben. With the upside down Canadian flag, I appreciate that. I would assume that means you think Canada's in distress. There is no list, G-Shell. Let me explain to you again. There is no list. I'm not saying that like to be provocative. I'm saying that because it's a fact. There is no list. Anybody can download the Black Book. Anybody can download the court cases with the files that also include the Black Book, include the flight logs, include the notes about Brunel. Okay? All of that's available. They're in the court documents. We don't need to go to a channel. I've gone through them. I have an entire playlist of hours of material from almost 4 years ago when these things started. It was actually between 2017 and 2019, and 2019 was a big dump because of the Gouffre lawsuits. All right? Just point it out. Let's see. Good morning, Jason. Are you going to make that opening music for Mixed Martial Mindset? Maybe. I wasn't able to do another Mixed Martial. We haven't done it in 2 weeks. John had Cub Scouts with his kids this week. I'd like to get a show in before the weekend. Probably going to reach out. We'll see. Okay. Let's see. Watch the Uncensored second hour live. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate it. I'm 57 and I would be happy to get 5 hours of sleep. Mad Cow Mark, are you some kind of farmer? Huh? You some kind of farmer, Mad Cow Mark? Hey, Donnie T. The Trumpins, apparently he's been living on 4 hours of sleep basically his whole life. 4 hours, that's rough. Apparently it takes a while to get that hair going, but 4 hours, yikes. I don't know if I want that. Let's see. What? Okay, see, what? I'm not even going to read that. Let's see. The day will come when you look back at your youth, which is now. Yeah, my 43. I already look back at my 20s and 30s. And don't get me wrong, you're right. You're not wrong. It's not like I'm that old, but I'm old enough. I feel lucky. Humans used to sleep after dinner, get up at midnight, do work, go back to sleep till the sun comes up. Let's see. I'm one of the few men that can hang. Wish I was in D.C. Yeah, listen, if you can get out there in the next, I think it's 4 days from now, that's where it's going to be out. No more war. Exactly. What's up, Gritch? How you doing, my man? Good to see you. Oh, there's a big jump. Big jump there, huh? That just happened. Wow. Let's see. There it is right there. Let's see. Live free, the papacy is the Antichrist. Look into the definitions of vicarious filii, vicarious Christi. Vicarious being very important. Again, we don't get into a bunch of the prophecies and all that other stuff here. We stick to what we can prove. You know anything about Maxwell's submarine and Atlantis search the dark journalist speaks of? No idea about the Atlantis search. I know there's been talks of the submarine. I know that the flight logs also include some helicopter stuff that we haven't seen. I wouldn't doubt it, but I need more. And then as far as Atlantis, look, I like Graham Hancock, right? I like the Lost Civilization stuff. I know Rogan had that one guy on again. It's interesting. In fact, I'd encourage people to check out the America's Secret Beginnings series. I think the first one is the New Atlantis. Yeah, the esoteric stuff, the ancient history stuff, right? The secrets of the universe stuff, always very interesting to me. Always very interesting. Cover it sometimes. Not what I focus on. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got some coffee. If you want to, the links are down below. But the real link you want to go to is redvoicemedia.com/Jason. I had a good time taking your questions and comments. Now is the time to come on over. You just want to listen to Klaus Nuttschwab and Elon Muskernuts at the World Government Forum. That's right, the World Government Summit. There isn't any world government. There's no push. It's global. It's more than Davos. bunch of front groups, bunch of NGOs. Come on over. All right, redvoicemedia.com/Jason, $10 a month, or just go to the Podbean, listen to the broadcast. Otherwise, you can stop now and you can just check out some of the archives of the premium that are now free. So one at a time, we are going to say goodbye. Rumble, we'll see you later on Twitter.